Disclaimer. This show is for discussion and entertainment purposes only. The Finding Gnosis Show is a platform for open discussion, exploration, and opinion sharing. The views expressed by hosts, guests, and participants are personal opinions and do not constitute professional, medical, legal, or financial advice. All topics discussed are only intended to spark curiosity, entertain, and encourage independent thought. If any subject interests you, we strongly advise conducting your own thorough research using reliable and professional sources. Critical thinking and due diligence is key. Stay curious, stay informed, be well, be lucky, and don't be an arsehole.
Relax and take a moment to go inwards, seek inspiration from what is going on inside your mind. Allow thoughts and feelings to marinate in your conscious awareness. What comes to the fore? Meditate on whatever signs and symbols appear in your mind's eye. Relax and meditate. And when you feel ready, when you feel compelled to say something, click on the link in the live chat to speak to us. Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to another Finding Gnosis. We are trying to find out what is going on and what we should be doing in this strange existence. We already have somebody here who has joined us. They are going by the name Sterling. So, Sterling, I haven't seen you before, so just bear with me. I'm going to put up the newcomer shield and see what you have to say. So, one moment, I'll sort that out. There we go. Newcomer alert. Sterling, you're on the show. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're what?
I call you Finding Gnosis, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a very interesting
Oh no, you can call me D and W. Sorry, D and W. Sorry, go ahead.
D&W. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. All right, thank you. Yeah, and I was reading your description and title, and it seemed very interesting. Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, you are new here, Sterling. So, would you care to introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm sub to you, so I feel like I've been on the panel in the past, maybe. But I don't know. Usually I wouldn't sub if I hadn't been on the panel. But anyway, yeah, I'm Sterling. I don't have I don't make content. I like to bounce around panels, especially when the conversation interests me. And yeah, I searched. I think I originally found you by searching like open panels in YouTube.
Sterling, it sounds like either Satan or some kind of sow is honking or grunting in the background when you talk. I don't know what's going on there. There is a
Oh,
strange.
sorry. Let me refresh.
Okay. So we're waiting for Sterling to tell us what he's about and what he believes in. If you want to join the show, the link is in the live chat. Welcome, 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 everybody. I do hope you're exceedingly well. This is the Finding Gnosis show. We're waiting for Sterling to come about and have his few words on the show, if you'd like to. Also, say something to the world at large. Now is your chance, Sterling. We are waiting for you to come back. If he doesn't come back, we will resume the meditation music to enable us to come up with ideas and things to say. But anyway, he is back. Here he is. Sterling, how are you?
Hey, sorry. I should have asked first. Is my audio okay?
Yeah,
Because
it's
I have
okay
another.
now.
Okay, if it changes, please let me know.
Okay, buddy. So Sterling,
Hmm?
what about you then? What do you think this existence is? I know that's a deep question, but hey, we're not superficial on this show.
Okay. Because I read your description and it was like examining like what is,
Mm.
and then it also I thought I read it to say like as it relates to public or current events, right?
Yeah, you can talk about that as well.
Sure. And I feel like that is what is. You know, what is no better example of what is than the current events, in my opinion. Um, so I was kind of approaching it from that angle. I hope that's okay
No, that's fine. That's a good way. I like that actually. So what is basically current events
to me.
um,
Yeah,
to you. Yeah,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like the kind of Eckhart Tolle of this show. It is the now that matters. Um, so what is then? You've said it's current
Oh
events. So what are the current events that you feel
gosh.
are causing this is that you're referring to?
And of course, it's relative to me and what I find interesting and what affects me and what my biases are and all that. But like, there's so many interesting things to me going on right now. I could present a few of them to you, and you could choose one that's interesting to you, or how do you
That's
want to do
fine.
that?
Whatever you like, brother. You can tell us what is
Okay,
going on in your eyes.
sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so current what is current events? Well, I'm American. I was born in the States. Yeah, I live in South America now. But a lot of what I consider what is and my current events are in the States, not solely. So forgive me if it seems focused on that. And what is in the United States right now? Excuse me, hold on. All right, sorry. What is right now in the United States is that people are really hurt. you know, in many different ways, like especially like affordability, for example. It's a big problem in the States and I'm sure elsewhere as well. So specifically, there's certain types, where there's certain instances where it really hits hard for the American, and I feel like healthcare is one of them. So I like talking about socialized medicine and Medicare for all, and what type of program would be the most beneficial for Americans. I don't know if you're interested in that. Also, outside of the U.S., there's the like the Israel Gaza thing. I'm interested in that. Don't know if you are. I'm just throwing some things out there. Um, I like that Charlie Kirk story, and that might get into like a little what people might call conspiracy theories. But and if I could say one more, like the well, it's kind of related to the healthcare thing. I know Trump like came out with some new ideas or a bill, a new plan, I guess you would call it, that I've been looking into, and I'm interested in that. Um, is any of that is any of that okay for you? Or
Yeah, I mean, look, it's as it is kind of the listeners' show. So you lead the way, and then we'll dive into it. So what was that? I heard all of it except the last thing. Can you repeat that last bit again? What's the
I,
new bill about?
right, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But it's basically a long-awaited healthcare plan
Okay.
from Trump, and I should air quote the word plan, because it's been kind of vague until he had a press conference the other day, and it became more clear to me as far as what he meant he was going to do.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of details I'm still fuzzy on and trying to work it out. But yeah, basically, well, it stems from like, and I don't know if American politics bore you, but just let me know. It stems from the fact that healthcare cost, better yet, medical bankruptcy in the United States is the number one type of bankruptcy. Like it's the number one cause of bankruptcy is medical debt. So like if you like there's studies that say like, oh, if you get cancer, you have a like a 52% chance of going into poverty or bankrupt even. And I'm fuzzy on the numbers, but the thing is like the affordability of healthcare is a big problem, and you could say that both parties really have let us down. I'm not into like the red team or blue team type thing, just because I've seen them both in power, and it just always seems to get worse, in my
Mm.
opinion. So like I guess it stems back to like Obamacare, which is well he made the Affordable Care Act, and of course Obama was a Democrat, and that bill was written by big pharma and big insurance. Like they literally wrote the bill, right? And so I mean, who do you think that bill helped out? The American taxpayer, the the American consumer, or big pharma and the big insurance, right? And so that's what we saw play out. And there were some good aspects of it. Like I think the people who qualified for like government subsidies to kind of like boost their plan and lower their rates or whatever, they really seem to benefit from it and enjoy it. But by and large, people were spending a fortune on sorry healthcare, just to put it simply. And when Trump went in there, when Trump got elected, he said he was going to repeal and replace Obamacare. He was going to repeal it and replace it with something much better. Okay, and he echoed that throughout his first run uh, for the White House. Now that those 4 years came and went without any plan coming out into fruition. It's not like he introduced it and it got shot down in the legislature. No, no, no. There was no plan. Now, what he did do, he repealed it. He repealed almost all of the Affordable Care Act, the Obamacare, but he didn't replace it with nothing. Am I doing okay?
You're doing fine, brother. You're doing very well to
Okay,
explain it to us outsiders.
sure. Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, so like his 4 years came and went, nothing, didn't do nothing, and then I think Biden was in there for 4 years, nothing happened. And it's not until right now where he's coming out with this plan. And you could say it was due to some bad poll numbers. Like his poll numbers are the worst they've ever been. I've seen some say like 31% approval rating.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where maybe he just really loves the American people and wants to help us out and deliver on his promises. Whatever you feel like. I don't know what his motivations were, but I was very interested in reading this bill as it's come out over the last, well, what I can read over the last like 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Or
I'll be
do you want
honest.
to do that? Do you want to bring up some news articles and let us know what's going on?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Would you
Feel
like it
free.
in the form? You'd like it in the form of like an article or a video or what?
Well, I suppose articles, maybe on both
Okay.
sides of the political spectrum. Just let us know exactly what it's all about.
Sure, sure. And yeah, that's what I was doing right before I logged on here. So,
Cool.
yeah, if you'll bear with me, maybe I can find one real
And
quick.
whilst you're doing that, why did you leave America? Why did you leave the United States? I'd like to know that as well.
Sure, maybe it was a bit of adventure, but
Mm-hmm.
it was also like I kind of wanted to have more free time,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
the cost of living in the States is so high that you have to, like, Americans have to work 2 and 3 jobs. You have to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and until you're 65, and you don't own a
Mm-hmm.
home, but you have to rent everything. And I mean, I could go on and on and on,
On and
right?
on. Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like going abroad just gave me more bang for my buck, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, and you could stretch it further. Like, for example, every U.S. dollar in Colombia is worth like $4 US, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're instantly 4 times richer as soon as you get here. So that appealed to me. I've been bouncing around. I've been spent time in Thailand. I've been traveling, seeing the world. It's an adventure, and yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well done. Thank you.
Maybe you could speak for a minute while I look for this article. It might take me a minute, but
Okay. If anybody else wants to come on here, join Sterling as he does a deep dive into the American public health system and its funding. Let us know. We would be grateful to have, additional voices on the show, whether you are on the left or the right or in the center. We are all trying to find out what is important as of now, as Sterling puts it. What is, in his view, is current affairs. That is what is going on a global stage. Current affairs, in his view, are demonstrative of our shared existence and what is meaningful to us as human beings. Now, he has freely admitted that he is a little bit hyper focused on American politics and American society. But hey, we can't argue that America isn't the most powerful nation in the world, at least at the moment. So I suppose it is important for us outside of America, non-American citizens, to look at America and question what the fuck is going on over there.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, well said. Well,
Mm.
yeah, you summed that up very nicely. And in the back chat, like I don't have a way of sharing my screen with you, but in the back
It's
chat
doing
there,
that strange oinking again, brother. Just so you know.
oh,
I
okay,
don't
sorry.
know. There you go. We're waiting for Sterling to fix the oinking problem. He's gone. But yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back with his deep dive into just what is going on. Global Solidarity says, what is? And they say they believe two-legged animals are establishing priorities. Hello to Retro. Hello to Brother Marcus. Hello to Nibbles. Hello to Global Solidarity. I do hope you are all well today. Sterling's back. Go ahead,
Hey,
Sterling.
am I good now?
Yep.
Okay, great. Let me know if it changes.
Oh, it did it again. What is that, brother? Because it was fine for a while. Are you using a different device or something? Or what is it?
It's a headset, but I have another one. I have a second one. I'll just change that if you'll
Yeah,
allow
maybe
me.
change. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Hello to everybody who is joining us today on our journey towards hopefully Gnosis, trying to find out what is going on in this strange existence and what we should be doing here. No longer are we happy to stumble around in a state of not trying to achieve some kind of, knowledge as to what we are and what we should be doing here. We're
Okay.
trying our best. We're not saying we're going to achieve it, but we're trying. Sterling, you're back.
Yeah, I switched out to my earbuds. Is that better?
A little bit better. You're sounding a bit distant.
Okay, let me turn my volume up. Sorry. I appreciate you being patient with me. I beg your
That's
pardon.
okay. We've got Retro here. Retro, how you doing? Retro, you're on the show. Retro is muted. I'm sure he'll speak as and when he wants to. Okay. Right, go ahead, Sterling.
Yeah, and again, I apologize. I hope you can hear me. I got my volume turned all the way up. I don't know why it's not cooperating.
Yeah, can you speak maybe closer to the microphone?
Yeah, I'll switch the mic to my iPhone and then just speak close into it. Very important.
Mm-hmm.
Switch. Okay. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
What about now?
That's the best yet. Go ahead.
Okay. Perfect. Hold on. Let me lock it in.
I'm enjoying a tasty hot beverage, masala chai tea with soya milk in it, waiting for Sterling to illuminate us as to what the hell is going on in America. Go ahead, Sterling.
And hopefully I'm good now. You can hear me?
Yes, brother.
I'm settled. Hopefully that'll do the job. Let me know if it changes. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah, I was giving a little bit of the history of it. Because I was mentioning that Trump promised it, right? Even though he didn't deliver it in his first term, didn't even try. People who supported him didn't even seem to hold him accountable for that. You know, I feel like some people may have voted for him for those promises, and he didn't deliver it, and those same people voted for him again. You know, and anyway, he's gotten around to coming up with a plan, maybe due to poll numbers. That's what I was saying, or whatever his motivations are. So I guess what I say that because I want you to know that I was very skeptical of whatever he was going to come out with. Matter of fact, I didn't think he was going to come out with anything, right? Because basically, I feel, and I've studied healthcare a lot, and I feel like the single payer system, the socialized medicine, basically free healthcare, however you want to describe it, is the best way to go. And anything short of that is just going to take advantage of the American taxpayer and consumer, just like Obamacare.
So what can you explain why you think it's the best system?
Sure.
As in how it doesn't take advantage of the American taxpayer?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, basically, in short, and this is just my opinion. This is just what I've come to the conclusion of. I'm not an expert, but I've basically studied healthcare in other countries. Right. So the UK or Canada or Australia, these people are much happier with Trump won against. Okay, these people are much happier with their health care, and you could argue that they even get better results. Like whether you're looking at I don't know, infant mortality or the average age the average age expectancy, life expectancy. There's ways to measure it, and then you can also measure how much it costs. And basically, I came to the conclusion that, well, we have a for-profit healthcare system, right? So your health insurance is so expensive. Like you have to pay monthly payments, and then when you go to the doctor, you have to give them a payment. When you go to the pharmacy, you have to give them a payment, and a lot of people can't afford it.
How much is it? How much is it costing people? Does it depend on what state you're in, etc.?
Yeah, well, it depends on so many things. Like whether you have insurance from your job, whether you have insurance at all. A lot like when I was in the States, I didn't even have insurance because I do consider it like a ripoff.
unless you're getting like some sort of like what we call Medicaid, which is for the impoverished, right? Or people who are children under 18. Now that's a sweet plan, you know, but I don't qualify for that, you know. Most people don't. So anyway, I hope I answered your question by saying that I feel like it was better because it took the for-profit system out of the equation, and it took that middleman, which was like big pharma, right, or big insurance, which, by the way, and it's so convoluted in the states. Those things can be one and the same. So, for example, like at one time, CVS Pharmacy was the biggest pharmacy in the states. Like there's 7,000 of them across the 50 states, right? And what they did was, under the Obama administration, they basically formed a monopoly, so to speak, by joining with the biggest healthcare system in the country, which was Caremark. So then they became CVS Caremark. And now you have a pharmacy and an insurance company that are the same corporation, I should say.
Right.
And that formed an unfair monopoly to where you can imagine, like what they did immediately was anybody who had that insurance had to fill their prescriptions at CVS. And that's just one example where it was limiting you from healthcare and limiting your options and really sticking it to you, in my opinion, if you don't have competition, right? So anyway, yeah. So anyway, I'm for Medicare for all or single payer healthcare, nonprofit healthcare, and I feel like to answer your question, it would just save the taxpayer money. And by the way, there's studies on it. Like I've seen studies about like how much it would cost the taxpayer over the next 10 years. And people who did these studies, like the Koch brothers, are Republicans, and they wanted it to prove that it would cost much more than the system we have, right? But it didn't. It showed that we saved money. And so I was very interested in those findings. And yeah, I just generally wanted to improve it for the people around me. But anyway, I didn't feel like Trump was going to deliver on the nonprofit system because these politicians we have are owned by corporations, right? Like it's basically like legalized bribery. They can have what they call a super PAC, which all these Republicans.
Yeah, does DNW know who the Koch brothers are? Does DNW know who the Koch
No,
brothers are?
I was going to ask him to maybe read some of the study if he could find it.
They're hedge fund investor guys that own our toilet paper companies in the United States. All right.
Okay.
Sure, and I think they own even more than that. I think they have like oil refineries, and if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, they're billionaires, and they're definitely looking out for their best interest. You know, so yes. So anyway, I could try. Did you say you want me to find the study and post it?
Yeah, or you can even read it out in a bit. But we'll bring Retro in while you're looking for it. Retro, what do you think of what Sterling has been saying? What's your view on it all?
I think I agree with his points that I heard. I have no health care, and I live in the United States, meaning they want us to pay something. So I feel like that's, I basically am a vendor. I sell stuff at flea markets, and I'm a artist. I really can't afford to pay to be sick or not sick. So if I get sick, I just pay cash for my wounds and move on and hope to not get sick, but less than once a year or not at all.
And what happens if the worst comes to worst and say, God forbid, someone like you was hit by a car or something, had to go to hospital? What would happen in that situation?
Well, I have automobile insurance, so if as long as it happens in my automobile or
no, say you're walking across the road, so it's not car insurance. Say you're just walking across the road and a car hit you. What would happen?
Well, their insurance again should cover that with their automobile collision coverage. But
what if it was a hit? What if it was a hit?
Fall off a rock on my own and hurt myself, I'm shit out of luck up, creek's paddle, whatever. But there's ways to like try to get money or just not pay the bill. So people can apply for grants for medications. I've done that for someone I've dated before. I've applied for grants to get their medication, and it worked. When we, got $1,500 to $4,000 medication reduced down to next to nothing because I applied for grants to get it. You just have to look those up, and the drug companies themselves offered the grants. I know it sounds stupid, but it was through Johnson and Johnson, and there was another one that got better. So we just kept, going back and forth between the two, I think, to make this $1,500 and then $4,000 medication barely cost anything. So, it was for a girl I dated that had the same thing. She was just turned the age where she got off of her parents' insurance policy when she was like 24 or 24, whatever they boot them off.
And is there free care for children and free care for adults? Old people. Sorry.
What do you mean? What kind of care?
No, sorry, free healthcare. Sorry.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't call it free. I mean, everything you have to apply for, wait in a line, and be at the end of the list is the problem with the free
Say
stuff.
there's some, I don't know, 80-year-old who has cancer, and they don't have health insurance. They don't have. What's going to happen to them?
They treat people, and then they'll bill you for life and garnish your wages and all that stuff.
Well, if they don't have, if they're a man of straw, they don't have anything. What would happen to them?
Let me jump in if you don't mind.
Can I ask, would they get adequate treatment?
Sure.
Would they still be given treatment, or would it be a case that they wouldn't really?
Free clinics offer some stuff, but not surgery. But I'll let him go on.
Okay.
Well, okay. So your question was about children, and yes, like I was saying before, we have a plan called Medicaid, which is for the impoverished. It's very hard to qualify for it unless you're 18 or under, in which case, if you're impoverished and 18 or under, that gets priority in the Medicaid system. And that is a great plan. That's virtually free health care. That's the closest thing we have to it, right? Now, then for the older people who are 65 and above, they qualify for Medicare, right? But now let's be clear. Yep, they all qualify for it. If you're 65, you can sign up for Medicare, right? But that is not like a blank, like that is not free healthcare. There are plenty of elderly people like that are 80 that have Medicare who can go bankrupt because they get cancer. Like as far as the example you gave, absolutely. And so Medicare, well, it doesn't cover like hearing, it doesn't cover eye care, and it does cover drugs, but you would like, okay, how I want to explain this, like with the NHS, there's only one plan, right? As far as I understand it, the Canadian healthcare, they only have one plan. Well, Big Pharma got into Medicare, and now your Medicare plan is a corporate plan. It is owned by those for-profit corporations, right? And so it's not a good system. And there are plenty of people who have Medicare, work their whole life, and then now they're retired, and they absolutely cannot afford to get sick. They can't afford to get diabetes, And
it seems to be a lot of the voter base for Trump are people kind of literally putting a nail in their own coffin because they're not in a position, a lot of them, to pay for their healthcare, right?
Well, I see it both ways. I talk to people of all socioeconomic backgrounds, races, political parties. Like it hits all of us. It hits all of us. So yeah. I hope I answered your question. Sorry about that. Sorry, Marcus. I don't know. It was like butting out. I apologize.
Yeah, it does. I said that earlier. It literally does sound like Satan is behind you, like
it sounds like a frog or something,
or burping. Actually, like
I've heard that. I've heard that. I thought my friend was messing with me, but like no, he just needed to refresh his
brother.
His mic.
You need to go and see a priest or something. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like demonic. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't hear it. But anyway. Let me know if that happens again. I think we're good.
It has. I've given up telling you, Sterling, to be honest with you, because it just keeps happening. But it's okay. Go ahead, Retro. What would you like to say about all of this, guys? I'm just gonna go to the kitchen and get out.
I'd like to pet Sterling's pig.
I've got my pre-made dinner in the fridge.
I would like to pet Sterling's pet pig. He sounds like he has a pet pig I'd like to pet.
Well, maybe AI has come alive and it's like. It's traveled and it's this weird pig worm, and it's a satanic pig worm that has somehow got into whatever software he's using. Well, I suppose he's using StreamYard as well, and it's attached.
My grandparents,
Sterling, and is trying to communicate to us that we've imprisoned it in this AI dystopia and it doesn't want to be in it. Maybe.
On my family, my father's side, my grandfather was Christian Science. Christian Science is the people that give birth without medications. And,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So they're anti a lot of things. So my dad was raised in a family, or by his father, that was Christian Science. My dad had good health care, but he, my childhood, he didn't like taking me to the doctor very often, and he thought I could tough out most things, mental and physical. So, I kind of grew up to try to tough it out no matter what it is, which is going to be the death of people that were raised like that.
I mean, look, Nibble says, I hope this doesn't become my healthcare system is better than your healthcare system when there is no perfect healthcare system. I don't know about that, though, because, I mean, is it not the case that a healthy people, would be better workers, happier individuals, maybe even less crime because they wouldn't be desperate for money to get healthcare? So maybe the economy would be better if the state just provided a baseline of good healthcare for everybody for free.
They're going to go bankrupt.
There are probably studies in that I'd like to, if anybody knows, Brother Marcus, if you are in any way able to find anything conducive to helping us work out which system is better, the Canadian UK system or the American system, and any evidence to suggest which population is healthier and happier and more productive as a result of either or system. Guys, I'm just going to go to the fridge. I will be back. Keep talking, please.
Sure. Well, yeah, the aging home care industry and dialysis are going to be trillion-dollar industries because you're having more and more people get to the age where they need kidney treatment, dialysis, and home care. And those are going to be the big industries of the future here, is because those will never stop because people are only getting older. But I think they're trying to shorten our life expectancies by putting stuff in the food and the poisoned air and water, and not being able to, access to clean water and good food. And, people that get addicted to fast food, substances, and bad habits. But it's a double-edged sword that they don't want to pay in a healthcare system for everybody if they smoked, and have to treat that all at the same time would also overwhelm a system. So some of the things they're against, some of the things they do want to shorten our lives, and other things they don't want to be overwhelming the system. That's just my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I don't entirely disagree. Is my audio okay? Sorry about that. I beg your pardon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just that every few seconds it's like a hiccup or like a frog noise. It's like
that's weird. I got all my tabs closed and everything. I should probably restart.
It sounds like something's interfering with your line, to be honest. So it's like something's breaking through. That is another voice, but it's barely mute. It's like very muted. You can't really. It's like a syllable. It's like.
Well, you'll have to carry it because I'm going to refresh my device and try this one more time.
Okay, yeah. So anybody in the chat want to, say hello, might want to come up and talk, or want to leave a comment that I might have an answer for, or be able to ask the next guest. I'm going to look at the comments. So I'll be right there. I got to hit my other device so I can put your comments up on my screen and remove the esoteric lesson for the day and go to the screen. Okay, here we go. So what is up in the chat, guys? What is up in the chat? Say hello. What's going on, y'all? How's the weather? Where are you at? Everybody want to give a hello and where you're from or where you're at right now listening. Oh, Chickpea, I can only see live comments, so you're the first comment I can see right now. I don't have a way to scroll backwards with the way I'm using my TV. My TV can't scroll backwards in live comments. Hi, Chickpea. Hello, brother Marcus. Hello, Nibbles from Blighty. What lesson was today? What lesson was today? It was planet theurgy, but I wasn't really paying attention because I was listening to the show on my phone, and I was just making sure I gave them, a like and a listen to help their algorithm. and I'll have a chance, because it helps me save things, to click them once and then go back through my history and freshen up on the thing, so I don't lose them, because the algorithm will replace things unless you have clicked on it. You know, when you go back in your feed and that post you wanted to read is missing and it's impossible to find. So I start watching things so I can watch them later. And that's what I was doing. I think it was planetary theurgy is what the lesson was. And I didn't learn a thing, because I was listening more to you guys on this show, and I was listening to the thing about healthcare. Healthcare isn't my greatest thing. Obviously, I don't have any. I only had insurance at a job one time that came with the job. So I recommend people get a job that has some kind of healthcare in part with it. So that really helps when you need stuff done. And like I said, I don't have current healthcare, but I'm sure there could be a job out there that offers it, or we eventually will get a really good universal healthcare. That is the universe, the system that provides basic needs.
I'm so embarrassed about my audio, guys. I beg your pardon.
All right, you're good now. I don't hear anything. I'm in East End. I see from Chickpea. I didn't get to read the other one from Biddles there. Comment on the screen. I can only see live comments. Hi, Chickpea.
Hi. Wait, let's turn that off. You know, you think about healthcare. Speaking as an old lady, the healthcare, certainly in the UK, is going from bad to worse. And it's not just the care, it's the standard of drugs. You know what? Back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, when you took antibiotics, you didn't almost suffer getting your insides ripped out when you took them. And the same applied to painkillers and all the other stuff. I tell you, you need to be very, very careful with Big Pharma now. Very careful indeed. I don't know
what do you think it is that causes that, of the antibiotics being different now? What do you, is the manufacturing process, or?
I think what's, like you said, I do believe they're trying to wipe a load of us out. And I think it's a great way of doing it. I could tell you stories about what I
think it's price. I think they used to be better, meaning quality was higher, and they've made something cheaper now, and that's why we're suffering. Is cheaper. They went cheaper.
I don't know. I'm in the UK, so I don't pay for my drugs. Everything's free here. But I can safely say that back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, when it's when you the antibiotics and the painkillers and all the other drugs weren't as detrimental to one's physical health as the modern ones we get nowadays. The stuff nowadays, it scares me to take it. I'm talking about painkillers, and a while back,
I mean, I don't know if I have 10 years. I feel healthy, but some days I feel like some days I'm not that healthy. Like I don't know what I've done bad. I'm 50, but I don't know if I barely drink.
You're getting old, that's why.
It's
the joy of old age. You see nothing yet. Nothing.
Oh, yeah. I'm athletic, but I feel like people that burn their flame fast on both ends and stay busy. I work myself very hard, and I feel like that shortens my life, is to put more of my heart and soul and effort until I wear myself out. And then,
You do know, don't you, that your heart has been specifically designed by this lovely, lovely God of ours to only beat X number of times. And once it's beat its X number, you will die. You do know that, don't you? Something people never get told. Do you know that that's the truth about your heart?
Yeah, that makes me a fatalist. Actually, I pondered that too much, and it gives me a weird vertigo feeling. And
we need to slow down. If you want to live for a long, long time, you must slow your heart down, which just goes to show that all this aerobics and running that we've all been doing is actually no good for us. That's the sad, brutal reality of it. Because your heart will you will die because you're speeding your heart out, and your heart's only designed.
Yeah, our heart is actually an origami like conch shell, like a seashell, and we call it a heart, but it's one piece that's wrapped in this origami way to do that beating.
It's only going to beat so many times, and once it's beat, it's a allotted amount. You're finished. No matter how healthy you are. I learned that from a heart specialist, actually. D&W. You are naughty. D&W.
I was an adrenaline junkie for a while. I drive motorcycles and I've
Yeah.
bungee jumped and stuff, and I love that feeling and stuff. But I think
Yeah,
it's worn
yeah.
me out. That was one of the first major doctor visits I had. They said I was out of adrenaline when I went to the
Alright.
doctor, and it was causing some kind of issue. And I was like,
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've never bungee jumped in my life or been on a motorbike, so I wouldn't know. I'm actually
I
terrified.
depleted my adrenal with doing too many activities like that, and I don't want to get into all the rest. But yeah, just doing stuff that was, wild and get my adrenaline pumping. But I did too many of them, I guess. I don't know exactly, but I drive motorcycles, and like I said, I went bungee jumping, and I do things. I like going fast. I like doing stuff like that. But I have slowed down the last 2.5 years, thinking like you just said that I kind of pushing the limits myself to exhaustion a little too much, that I need a little bit longer break. But it's still hard to take a break. Like that's my mantra, is learning how to relax. Like I don't have a good self-discipline for relax.
All right. Yeah, I don't have much choice because I've got RA, so I have to relax whether I like it or not.
Yeah, people probably think I'm a type A. I'm not sure, but like my spirit animal is Faye Dunaway from the Film Network, which she's like setting up all the TV shows to get the public's reaction and stuff. And I feel like that's kind of my spirit animal, is Faye Dunaway's, personal power in that movie. And not exactly that role, but the energy she brought to that role is my spirit animal. If anybody has not seen Network and seen Faye Dunaway's role.
All right.
And hello, Chickpea. I don't know if I said hello to you. How are you?
Hello, fine, thank you. And you? Having a nice Sunday, isn't it? Such a lovely, exciting day. Lovely.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, let me know if in the private chat that you guys see my links, because just a while ago, D&W was asking about, if we had evidence and proof and which one would be better. And, so I did post the Koch brothers study that we referred to. Hopefully you can see it there. And maybe somebody could... I'm sorry?
No.
You don't see it? Maybe
I wasn't there then.
Yeah, might have...
D&W will see it when he comes back. He said he had to get something. I can view each little screens, but I don't think I can bring them onto the screen.
Okay.
I don't have directorial control.
Gotcha, but you see it there, so yeah.
I might be able to mute someone, but I can't actually go wild with it. Hello.
Hi,
welcome to the show,
Brother Marcus.
Hello, Brother Marcus.
Good day.
You can share the link, guys. If you go to that link and then click on present, you'll be able to share it and read it if you want to.
Brother Marcus.
New power unlocked. New power unlocked.
Brother Marcus, do you know that naughty little D&W cleared off, hasn't come back till you appeared? I think he loves you, Brother Marcus.
Oh, well, I love him.
What's wrong with that, Chickpea?
Nothing. I'm just commenting that you disappeared until Brother
Marcus, what was your last post about? Is this about Danny's book?
No, it wasn't clear, and so I was.
Was that Grok? Was that Grok?
I read all of those. I was confused because I missed something about what the context.
Okay, I'll update the post with the context. So last night I was talking to both ChatGPT and Grok about I've only been recently using it, and whenever it comes up with numbers or scientific studies or anything that can be fact checked, I actually tried to check it. And I found out it's
lying and hallucinating, and it admitted to it. Is that what I saw? Okay, I read the whole thing. I just thought you were third partying some information. I didn't understand if this was yours directly or a third party of a conversation. But it was yours with AI.
It was my conversation, and while inquiring into AI hallucinations, it generated a hallucination in the process and created a completely fabricated study, and talked about the study and cited the study. And then when I said, hey, the link isn't working, when I try to fact check you, it's like, you're right, I fabricated it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Was it Grok? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and GBT does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's crazy. And
it,
and the thing is, it provides like 15 sources, and they're all
yeah,
fake.
it gives
Wow.
it's like designed to confidently lie to you.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's
Which
the
and that
thing.
was Chat GTP and Grok, correct?
It gives you links to fact check, and I'm like, how did the confidence, the gall, to be
Well,
like, here's
soon it
all
will
the
be able to create
citations.
fake. Soon it'll be able to create fake websites for links that don't exist to back itself up. You know that, right?
God. Oh my god. Yeah, I can see that
Yeah,
happening.
that's crazy.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties presenting that, so I appreciate it. And it might be really long. I don't know if you want to go through it or not.
I'll
But
quickly
yeah,
read it if you want.
go ahead.
Thanks to the Koch brothers. Koch brothers? How do you say it? Cook brothers?
It's Coke. It's Coke.
Cook.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks to the Cook brothers, we have more proof that single payer saves money and cares for all of us. A study that was intended to make the case against Medicare for all reveals that, oh wow, so it was initially intended to oppose it, but the study did actually reveal that reform could save Americans trillions of dollars. The Koch brothers have invested billions of dollars in a decades-long campaign to turn public opinion against necessary reforms, such as the establishment of a single-payer health care system in the United States. But now a Koch brothers supported project is making the case for Medicare for all reform that has been championed by progressives such as Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. A working paper produced by the Koch-funded Mercatus Center in George Mason University, which examined the potential costs of the Medicare for All Act that has been sponsored by Sanders, was released with much fanfare this week. It was immediately embraced by right-wing politicians who are close to the Cook, such as House Speaker Paul Ryan, who tweeted an article on the study with the message, $32.6 trillion. That's how much Washington Democrats' single-payer healthcare proposal would cost over 10 years. Even doubling all federal, individual, and corporate income taxes wouldn't cover this cost. It is just absurd. Ryan is supposed to be the GOP's numbers guy, but he missed the most important numbers in the study. While the speaker fixated on a prediction by the author of the working paper that the Sanders plan would raise federal healthcare spending by roughly $32.6 trillion between 2022 and 2031, economists who actually read the report focused on a far more salient detail. On page 18 of the paper, in a section titled Effects on National Health Expenditures and the Federal Budget, came mention that under the Sanders plan, national personal health care costs decrease by less than 2%, while total health expenditures decrease by only 4%, even after assuming substantial administrative cost savings. That's right. A report that was supposed to discredit the single payer solution found that even after the benefits of a Medicare for all program are realized, additional healthcare demand that arises from eliminating co-payments, providing additional categories of benefits, and covering the currently uninsured, the potential cost of the plan would still be less than potential savings associated with cutting provider payments and achieving lower drug costs. What that translates to is what Medicare for All advocates have been saying all along. Under a single payer system, Americans would get more quality care for more people at less cost. Healthcare costs, even for those who have health insurance, are endangering tens of millions of people every day in this country, said National Nurses United Union co-president Jean Ross. What even this corporate funded study concedes is that we actually guarantee healthcare for everyone in this country without the devastating rising costs of premiums, deductibles, and co-pays at less than we spend as a nation today on health costs. Needless to say, Sanders was delighted to turn the tables on the billionaire class. Thank you, Cook brothers, for accidentally making the case for Medicare for all, the senator declared on Tuesday. But he did not stop there. Sanders recorded a video in which he said, "Let me thank the Koch brothers of all people for sponsoring a study that shows that Medicare for all would save the American people $2 trillion over a 10-year period." The longtime advocate for a single-payer system was not exactly singing the praises of the Mercatus study, which he dismissed as a grossly misleading and biased attempt by the Koch brothers to counter growing support in our country for the Medicare for all program. There you go.
Yeah. So
Here we go.
hopefully,
But Sanders had every right to point out that when a report that is embraced by the likes of Paul Ryan says a Medicare for all system will save Americans trillions of dollars, the case for reform has been strengthened by the very people who thought they were making a case against reform. At the heart of all advocacy for Medicare for all is a moral argument. But thanks to the Koch brothers, there is now an even stronger economic argument to go with it. As Senator Sanders said, if every major country on earth can guarantee healthcare to all and achieve better health outcomes while spending substantially less per capita than we do, it is absurd for anyone to suggest that the United States cannot do the same. There you go.
There you go. And yeah, I mean, hopefully that was convincing. Especially when you look at it through the lens that they were trying to disprove it, and it ended up proving it. And I think they were probably trying to disprove it because they're billionaires and they don't want their taxes increased. So I think part of the plan would have to be to tax the rich, and they saw that coming. So anyway, so Medicare for all is the ideal system, right? In my opinion, for cost and outcomes alike, both of them. But anyway, so I knew Trump wasn't going to do that. There's no way, because he's just too paid off, and Joe Biden didn't do it either. They're both paid off by the big pharma. Now, Bernie Sanders is the one they referenced in that bill, and I supported Bernie Sanders, and that's where I heard about the bill. So, but Bernie Sanders is a rare breed. He's one of the only politicians that actually wants us to have universal health care. So anyway, I didn't think Trump would do it. I didn't think he would do anything, and then we got word that he was going to put out a plan, and I'm not an expert on it because it's very new, but I was looking into it, and what it turns out, and I think I've dropped this link too in the chat. It's the other link I dropped, which is an article about what his plan does, and it might be better just to pull it up, but I could kind of summarize it if you'd like. Either way.
Yeah, I'll pull it up for you as well. 1 second.
Okay.
Street DW.
Basically, the way while you're looking for that.
Koch brothers,
And who read the last one? Was that Brother Marcus?
I did say. Oh, it is Koch brothers. I always pronounced it Koch initially, but then
no, Koch brothers.
Koch.
Sebastian. Sebastian Koch, German.
Okay.
So
you basically it's basically cock. You're saying cock, but you sound like you have a cock in your mouth.
Koch. Koch.
Yeah, okay. I've always heard it pronounced Koch.
I said Koch.
Coke. But anyway,
Koch.
Who read the last one? Was that Marcus? Whoever did that was good.
Koch. I'm going to read it now myself. Yeah.
Sebastian Koch.
So, fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump announced his largest developments to date in bringing most favored nation pricing to American patients. Okay, this is from whitehouse.gov. Okay, lowering drug prices for America. Yeah, I heard about this some time ago. This is when was this? 19th of December. Okay. I mean, I heard he was complaining that basically in foreign countries, they were paying less for actual American drugs than they were in America. I heard that, which is kind of crazy, I suppose.
Yeah, they arrest you for having Canadian or Mexican prescriptions as a United States person. Like, if they pull you over and you got that in your car, they're taking you in.
Yeah. Okay, so lowering drug prices for American patients today. President Donald J. Trump announced 9 new agreements with major pharmaceutical companies to lower prescription drug prices for Americans, in line with the lowest prices paid by other developed nations. Known as the Most Favored Nation, or MFN price. The 9 manufacturers included Amgen, Bristol-Myers Squibb, Boehringer Ingelheim, Genentech, Gilead Sciences, GSK, Merck, Novartis, and Sanofi. The agreements reduce prices on drugs that treat numerous costly and chronic conditions, including type 2 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, hepatitis B and C, human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, and certain cancers and among others. The agreements will provide every state Medicaid program in the country access to MFN, that's most favored nation drug prices on products made by the 9 companies, resulting in billions of dollars in savings and continuing President Trump's historic efforts to strengthen the program for the most vulnerable. The agreements ensure foreign nations can no longer use price controls to free ride on American innovation by guaranteeing MFN prices on all new innovative medicines the 9 companies bring to market. The agreements require the 9 companies to repatriate increased foreign revenue on existing products that they realize as a result of the president's strong America First U.S. trade policies for the benefit of American patients. The agreements require the 9 companies to offer medicines at a deep discount of the list price when selling directly to American patients through Trump RX. Patients will be able to see massive price reductions on numerous products when purchasing directly through Trump RX as a result of today's actions. Okay.
Oh, dear,
Some examples
dear.
include Amgen will reduce the price of its cholesterol-lowering drug Repatha from $573 to $239 for patients purchasing directly through Trump RX. I mean, there's a load of examples there. Okay. For example, Sanofi will reduce the price of its prescription blood thinner Plavix from $756 to $16 for patients purchasing directly through Trump RX and Sanofi.
Do you mind?
Ozempic. They all want
Well,
Ozempic. How much is Ozempic?
This is really the crux of it. If you don't mind me jumping in, those, from what I heard, first they tell you that it's 9 different companies, but then I'm hearing that yes, that's true, but they each only are lowering the price of one drug. So it's about like 9 or 10 drugs that this is going to affect, is the way I understand it, and it's so nuanced because these examples are so important, and there's very tricky things that I feel like they're doing here, and like in an attempt to sell it as a better plan than what it is. For example, and this is a little bit complicated, but in the States we have brand name drugs, and then once let's say AstraZeneca comes up with a drug, they have a patent on it, so it can only be sold as, let's say, Plavix, the brand name Plavix, for the next like 10 years. After that, it can become generic, and then any drug company could create the generic version of Plavix, which is clopidogrel. Now, Plavix has been generic for years, so you can get the clopidogrel even without insurance. You could use there's a site called goodrx.com. You could go there and get a discount on it, and it would not cost anywhere near $600. It would be like $20 or $30, right? Maybe even 16. So they're telling you that they're lowering Plavix from like $650 something down to 16, but nobody was buying that $600 product anyway. Everybody was buying the generic version.
I got you.
You see,
so it's a big nothing burger.
It's a nothing burger, and they're doing it in ways that are very nuanced, and most people won't see it. And you can make the argument that I'm looking for it because I am skeptical of it, but I do believe that's just one example. Other examples.
Thanks for doing your homework. It's very, very good. So are you saying, because when upon first hearing it, it sounded like all drugs from these companies had to be put to market at a reduced rate for Americans, but you're saying it's only some drugs.
That's my understanding, and I'm still not 100% clear on that.
Is anybody else clear on that?
Sure.
Watching.
Because no, but I like his point that these are name brands and it's not reducing the price beyond the generic price. It's just kind of like they're waving it in the face, look, we're this name brand and you can now afford our product.
Yeah, because my first thought was initially, now I don't think this is the case because you've corrected my thoughts, but if 9 companies were being forced to put out drugs at a reduced rate, like all their drugs, then it would make sense from a kind of conniving business sense way, as in as these people are conniving, a lot of them, to just release your drug under a different company name. You know what I mean? Because then you wouldn't be entrapped in this mesh of the 9-company system. So yeah, you could just open up a new company to bring out the drugs. But what you're saying is there are 9 companies, but it's only some of their drugs. It's not all of their drugs.
That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
Mm.
And that's what other whether this is the White House official website, which kind of phrases it like you said, but the other
because
reporting.
when I heard it initially, I thought, because as I said, I didn't hear about this bill, but I remember Trump complaining at one of his, you know, the way he does these little executive order nights where he just like puts on a pompous show each evening. And he wasn't signing anything, but he was talking about the state of affairs where Americans are paying shitloads of money for American designed or, you know, researched and you know, drugs that are sometimes manufactured abroad. But basically, Americans are paying more in often cases than people who live abroad. I think he gave the example of Pfizer and Viagra. That costs more in America on prescription than in, say, Ireland or UK. I think it's actually manufactured in Ireland, or it was. And he was talking about, I think he was saying I think he was threatening countries as well where these American drugs are manufactured, saying he's going to pull back manufacturing to America if they don't lower the prices. Did you hear that as well?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And like, again, even that is nuanced because he just said it recently, and it just happened to be after he had a meeting with that guy, Mondami, who became the mayor of New York. And he ran on a platform that was a socialist platform. He wanted, free bus fare. He wanted to increase the minimum wage. He wanted to freeze the rental prices. So this guy focused on the affordability, and he won. Like, by and large, like, he was very popular, right? And so he went to the White House and met with Trump. And Trump, they had a press conference, and Trump said, "Oh, we agreed on way more than what I thought." So it's the timing of it is important. And we got like midterms coming up. And so only now Trump is singing that same tune, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm amazed. It's a very detailed plan that looks like it's offering something, but is offering nothing.
Well, I mean, that's my opinion, and it's still new. But yes, it's very nuanced because they're doing tricky things. Like, some of these drugs are not even in the top 100 popular drugs in the States. Like, some of these drugs, most people have in the States, or even professionals, have never heard of. And some of them, they're saying, "Oh, we reduced the price from like 25,000 down to 3,000 or something like that." 50% of Americans can't afford a $400 emergency, right? So
yeah, okay.
So it's another. So like, if you only have $400 in your bank account, what you gonna do with a $2,500 drug? Not a lot.
Now I'm interested in what you found out with this Koch brothers or Cook brothers report. Now, you're saying that if America just offered a higher base level of public care to everybody for free, it would cost less than the current system, right? By $2 trillion over a certain period of time. I think it was, I can't remember how many years, but we'll say 5 years for argument's sake. I don't know if it was 5 years.
I think it was 10, but yeah.
It was 10 years. It was 10 years, yeah. So under that system, they would be using the same pharmaceutical drugs, right? They would be because that would cover the cost of drugs, or wouldn't it? I mean, the prescriptions would be lower, right? The prescription costs for people would be lower under that system. I know in the UK we have a system where you pay for your prescriptions, but it's limited to how much you have to pay. There's a limit, so you have to pay a certain amount. But if you need more medication than that amount, well, it doesn't go up. You know what I mean? Say if you're terminally ill or something.
Sure, and that's a good question. Basically, then in the UK, does the government invent drugs? Like, do you have like a laboratory there where they come up with new pharmaceuticals?
No. They fund it. Obviously, they fund the research and development. They give grants to these universities and such that come up with this, and then there's obviously private companies as well. But I mean, the government helps fund and give grants and stuff to R&D, but they don't
Right.
do their own R&D. There's not a government wing,
Gotcha. Well, to be totally transparent, my answer is I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But like, oh, do we have someone coming?
Yeah, we've got someone called Simon or Cy. Are you on the show, Simon?
I think I am.
Hello, Simon. What would you like to say?
I'm not sure yet. I've just come to be the most stupid person in the room. And
Okay, Simon. Where are you based?
London.
Okay, welcome to the show, Simon. Sorry, as you were, Sterling. As you were, Sterling.
I'm sorry.
As you were,
Yeah, can you hear me now?
You were just making a point. Go ahead, yeah. I can hear you, Simon. Sorry, I can hear you. Sorry, I'm calling you Simon. Sorry, Sterling. Sterling, are you there? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
We've lost Sterling for some reason. He's muted, actually. Sterling, you're muted. I didn't mute you. If you're talking, you're muted. Oh, he's disconnected. Right, whilst we're waiting for Sterling to come back, Cy or Cy, well, how would you like us to refer to you? Because you're new here. What would you like us to call you?
Sigh.
Cy. Cy, you're sighing. What is going on, Cy?
Not quite sure where to start. There are
Vegetables and children.
Okay, Cy, that question was for you. Go ahead.
Grow vegetables and children. Yep, that's.
Cy, what is this existence to you? What is going on? What are you doing here? Why are you here?
I found the subject of Gnosis deeply rooted into my head.
And why is that?
Religious upbringing, probably.
Okay, but you weren't brought up a Gnostic, were you?
No, I was a choir boy.
You were a choir boy. Were you a Catholic or Anglican choir boy?
Anglican.
Okay. High Church Anglicanism. Very good. Sterling, you're back. Would you like to continue where you dropped off?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about the audio issues here I'm having.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
My internet's dropping out all night because of the flooding.
No problem, Si. We'll come back to you in a bit, mate. Just put yourself on mute until we get Sterling to finish his points, okay? And then we'll come back to you, Si. Go ahead, Sterling.
Yeah, and I don't remember exactly where it was and what you heard, but basically the examples.
We were talking about prescription charges and just kind of talking over whether the companies would like these pharmaceutical companies would have their what medicine would you use if the government offered this free public healthcare? Would they use the generic stuff or would they go for the
brand,
the higher priced stuff? The original patented medicine.
Great question, and the honest answer is I'm not sure. I would suspect that they would do like what you guys do and fund it through universities, or they would fund the drug companies themselves. But the drug companies would be no longer drug companies; they would be part of the United States government. And
I honestly think patenting a drug that can save a life. That's patenting, putting a patent on a drug that can save a life.
Oh, how so? I don't follow you.
He thinks it's. I think he's going to say he thinks it's pretty evil. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
So basically, he's saying these companies that develop medicine and then put a patent on it to charge extortionate rates prices, whilst disallowing any other company to manufacture or sell the medicine, he views that as evil.
Oh, absolutely. It's no good. It's no good for anybody except the corporations. And corporations are legally bound to maximize profits. So if the only way they can do that is to deny you the health care that you need. The more they deny you, the more profits they go up for them. And
Yeah.
so that's the system we're working with.
I remember there was a famous case. It was famous as in it generated a lot of news at the time, but there was some HIV drug I remember. It seemed he was selling it for about $1,000 a pop, a pill or something crazy like that. But it was like literally $1, less than $1 to make or something. Less than that, much less than that. Are you aware of that one? This is a few
I'm
years
not.
back.
It could be any number of them, to be honest. But yeah, I think that we would take out their for-profit system, and the government could take over those corporations, and take that corporate greed out of it, and that's how we save the American taxpayer money.
Ow.
I'll continue reading this, right? And then we can maybe give Sterling the last word, okay?
You're talking about Martin Shkreli, the guy that bought the rap albums and stuff. He bought what was that? Didn't he buy what was it? He bought Wu-Tang Clan's album that no one got to hear or something. Martin Shkreli, and he
Yes.
was holding back those medications and at that price. And he made a bunch of money off it. They put him in prison, I think, for a minute for it. Finally, he got out though. He's free man now.
DNW.
Okay, here's the latest. On December the 1st, 2025, the Office of the United States Trade Representative, the Department of Commerce, and the Department of Health and Human Services announced an agreement with the United Kingdom that will increase the net price of new prescription drugs by 25% in the UK, helping ensure they pay their fair share for innovative medicine. So basically, it does sound like Trump is going on the warpath in terms of he's trying to get foreign nations to pay higher rates for medicine, and then that will bring down the cost in America. It will compensate for the reduction in America. I mean, that's good for Americans, right? I don't like it personally being in the UK, but you can see it being a good political move, right?
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
then again, it might, depending on the patent, I suppose, that's patented medicine, because if it's not patented, then they'll just look elsewhere, for the drugs, I suppose.
Well, those patent laws, I'm not sure extend internationally. So even if we patented a drug here in the States,
I think they do. I think they can go around the world with their intellectual property lawyers and register them here, there, everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's true, because I believe that other countries have been ripping off our brand name medications and giving it to their own population, like reproducing it in their countries for a much lower cost. And yeah, I could name some countries, but hey,
No,
look,
again, I think it is dependent, because you can register intellectual property rights in different countries. You obviously have to go through the process. It costs money, but you can do it.
sure, and you might have a patent on it, but I don't know that would prevent the government from producing that same drug in a generic. I'm just not sure. Okay, but anyway, I pretty much said everything I wanted to. Just trying to make the case that taking profit out of it leads to better outcomes, and everybody else is doing it, and we
Yes.
fund a lot. Like we fund Israel, for example. We pay for their free healthcare, but we don't even have it here. And in America, they make you feel a certain
Noodles
type
would
of.
say things.
Sorry.
It's all
I said
good,
noodles
honest
would say things.
capitalism, Sterling. Good,
Noodles would
honest
say things.
capitalism. That's all it is.
Nibbles. Okay.
Nibble says, "Open all the dang borders. Also, let us research and develop
Yes.
rare plant cures
Yeah,
in the
hooray.
Amazon, rather than burning it down for cattle feed."
DW, can I just say something on this
Yeah.
little
Okay.
subject? I tell you, can I
Yeah.
just say
Thank you.
something?
Thank you all for listening. And
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate it. It's just fun for me to talk about.
No,
But
thank you, Sterling. Do come
Yeah.
back. Do stay on the panel now, but in future, yeah, please do your research and let us know what's happening in that regard. You can be our go-to man on that, because you're very competent at explaining it all. So we would appreciate you coming back here and being our man in the know in relation to American public health system, what is going on, and all that malarkey. Okay.
Thank you. And
Yeah,
y'all have a
appreciate
good. I might come back later, but I got to run. So thanks for having me.
it. Yeah.
Shout out to the chat. Appreciate all y'all, and have a good one.
Thank you very much, Sterling. Chickpea, you are insisting to speak.
Yes, as Nibbles was saying about the plant medicines from herbs, okay, he's very right in that, because I can tell you this much: stinging nettle tincture and comfrey have done far more for me than all the junk thrown at me from Big Pharma. They've done far, far more to help me, because I used to have days where I couldn't walk. When I started using stinging nettle tincture, which doctors scoff at, they all scoff. I have been fine for the past 5.5 years as I'm getting older. And a while back, I told you I broke my elbow, and I used comfrey on it. And comfrey is called knit bone. It was used in the olden days by the witches that they burnt, but it didn't have help for the pain. And I tell you, buy yourself some for when you break something, because it works like a dream. And this is all denied. It's all denied by doctors, by our lovely, lovely doctors. It's true. I'm saying to you, it's actually true, because I used to be in a heck of a lot of pain, and I'm still in a tincture, which used to be
I'm glad the comfrey worked for you.
Yeah, it was like a dream.
Where do you buy it?
Amazon. I buy everything from Amazon.
Do you take it in a capsule or what?
I take 2 lots. I take it in a capsule sometimes, and I also take tincture.
Tincture. How do you take that?
Well, I just glug it. When I'm sore, I take loads of tincture, which I just glug out the bottle. I buy the bottle from Baldwin's, the famous pharmacy in southeast London. They make it in big bottles. I buy it by the ½ liter, sort of 3 liters at a time. And the capsules I get from thing. But the comfrey.
And what does tincture do?
Well, it's good for inflammation. If you've got an inflamed body, it kills the inflammation, and it really works. And that comfrey tincture, that's just something else. It is really quite something else. And I only learned about that last year, and I broke my elbow. Like I said, even the doctor couldn't believe how quickly I healed up. And it is called knit bone.
Knit bone. Thank you for that. We'll all look into that, I'm sure.
There's not much stuff on the internet about it. Very little stuff.
Well, do leave a comment under this video. Chickpea, leave a comment under this video explaining your go-to herbal remedies.
D&W, have you ever heard a woman talk about...
By the way, everything on this channel is not to be viewed as professional medical advice. I would advise you to do your own research and look at various professional sources before you make up your own mind. Thank you for that.
Have you ever heard of an illness called cystic mastitis?
No, I've heard of cystic fibrosis. I've never heard of cystic what is it called?
Mastitis. Cystic mastitis.
No. Mastitis. What the hell is that?
It's a very, very nasty hormonal disease that young women in their 20s, 30s get. It is horrible. You can't believe.
For a moment, I thought it was that disease that rabbits get. Is that myxomatosis?
Myxomatosis, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing that kills.
Cystic mastitis. If your girlfriend ever gets it, remember this, your girlfriend, right? It is horrible. I had it in the mid-70s.
Tell us about it. So actually, look, first time hearing. What is it called again? Tell us again. What is it?
Cystic mastitis.
Cystic mastitis. Okay, tell us about it. What is it?
It's a horrible, horrible disease only women get. Basically, one's breasts before one's period becomes sore and swollen, and it's very, very painful. Doctors don't know how to cure it. I read a book called Eating Right for You around about the same time when I was in the library, because I had it for about 6-7 months. It was horrible, horrible. I read this book called Eating Right for You, and it said to take large doses of vitamin B complex, large doses, 100 mg a day of each part of the complex. Cured it in 6 weeks. I actually cured it with the vitamin B complex.
Wow.
Because you know me, I'm a vitamin freak. Yes, it's true. And you know what?
I'm glad you cured it, because it sounds goddamn awful.
It's horrible. Have you ever
excruciating pain in your boobies?
Yes.
Swollen nipples, all that kind of thing?
Yes, it's
painful
horrible.
Painful to touch?
Yeah. Yeah. You've never come across a female
Well, I've heard of women complaining about, painful, swollen nipples. But I didn't know what it
Oh,
was.
that's what
I
it
thought
is.
I thought someone had been sucking on them too much or something. I don't
No,
know.
that's what it is. It's a hot. You cannot believe. And I'll tell you something. I had it for these 6 months. I was going to my doctor, sending me off to all different specialists, sticking needles in me, everything. Nothing worked.
How
All
common
the
is this?
Well, I don't know. No one really ever talks about it. I'm surprised that you've actually
The
heard
woman's
the
body is amazing, isn't it? I mean, the boobies can get heavier coming up to a
Yeah.
period and
Horrible.
ovulation.
You cannot believe it.
Well,
And
what
it's
about
all-
the boobs and the ovulation cycle? I mean, they seem to just shapeshift.
Yes, it's all to do with vitamin B complex. When I started, this was back in the early mid-70s, I started taking this 100 milligrams of vitamin B complex every day. As soon as I read it in the book, within 6 weeks it worked, and I've never had problems again until, of course, I had my little op. Never had problems again.
And
my
it sounds
op wasn't
it sounds excruciatingly painful, especially when a lot of women, indeed most women, seem to have exceedingly sensitive nipples.
Oh, you've heard all this before then? You've heard it before.
Well, I know
You do.
women's nipples are exceedingly sensitive.
Yeah, this is what it is. It
In
is
general,
very-
I mean they seem to like them being
Mine
fiddled.
aren't.
So
No,
I'm wondering, does that add to this problem? The fact that the nipple is
that's
such a
probably what they're
sensitive
just saying.
part of
Their
the
nipples are
body,
sore,
and when
the
it gets
whole lot's
painful,
sore.
therefore the pain is excruciating.
Excruciating. You cannot believe how painful it is.
Is it a burning pain? Is it a tingling pain? Is it a sharp
burning,
pain?
it's heavy, it's bloated, it is horrible. It's the most awful problem. It takes your whole life over, and you can get it for 2 weeks out of every month.
My goodness me. Women's problems. 2 weeks out of every month due to the ovulation cycle, is it?
I don't
Yes,
like
yes.
people touching my nipples either.
What?
I don't like people touching mine.
I've got to say I don't have particularly sensitive nipples.
Well, men don't have sensitive nipples.
Maybe too much information, but I don't have sensitive nipples.
But I tell you, JW, what I've discovered via
Sorry?
vitamins, what I've learned via vitamins and just things from health food stores, and the NHS just trashes it all.
Yeah, a lot of these. I've heard a lot of these women's problems from various women friends. Like another one that you're hearing a lot about lately, endometritis or something. Is that another? That's another woman problem. Have you heard of that one?
What's that?
I feel a bit.
I think it's excruciating pain in your uterus, basically.
Oh my goodness!
I think it is like excruciating pain.
Yeah, terrible.
I'll look it up. Actually,
I've got a really good friend that organises cancer retreats in
vitamins.
France. I've got a really good friend who organises cancer retreats in France, which she's done for about a decade. Before she got breast cancer, she refused the last round of chemo, and she's absolutely smashed it.
Yeah.
I think that's it's a nice thing to focus.
Yes.
endometritis is a condition whereby tissue similar to the lining of the uterus grows outside the uterus, affecting pelvic tissue, ovaries, and fallopian tubes. It causes pelvic pain, extremely heavy periods, and sometimes fertility issues, and extremely horrific pain.
Invasion.
Yes.
Extremely horrific pain.
Yeah. Yes.
Another thing I've heard about is
a
lot of women get these things. What are they called? Those fibroid things growing in them.
Well, I mean, all people.
I mean, the horrors of the human anatomy. So these are like big growths that happen inside their uterus that like just bubble up and sometimes cause them excruciating pain.
Yeah, I think there's a definite bad design going, even with teeth.
Oh, DW, I must tell you. Absolute Abolitionist. His books on Amazon. Very nice, very grumpy. A real grump. You'll love it.
Who's that? Sorry. Oh, his book. Okay.
Yeah, it's on. Yes, it's good. I've bought it. I've got the Kindle edition. £7.
Well, if he comes on here, he can maybe read a chapter to us, and then we can
it's very good. I've only got to the first few pages.
Well, I hope he's around because we can let people know it's out and about now.
Yeah, it's very good.
Nearest Amazon bookshop.
Yes,
which is only a few strokes of the keyboard away. Brother Marcus says endometritis is inflammation of the uterus lining. There you go.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Women can get horrible illnesses with their periods, and you know what?
Oh my God! Look, it is affects around 10% of women.
Yeah.
of reproductive age.
Yes, it's horrible.
That's
I've
10%
never
have
had-
that, and then there's other things they have as well. I've heard like
Yes.
polycystic ovaries.
My
Prolapse.
husband's
I've heard of some children, some women who've had children have prolapsed like
Yeah.
bladders
my
that fall through
husband's
the
got
lining of their uterus.
polycystic kidneys.
Sorry,
PKD.
Say that
My
again?
husband's got PKD.
Your what? Sorry,
My husband,
he's got what? Sorry,
PKD,
what's that?
polycystic kidney disease.
Oh, sorry to hear that, mate.
But DW, I tell you, women suffer a lot. I think, you know, and I've been one of the lucky ones. And I have been.
Yeah. Tell us
But
about
the vitamin B
polycystic
complex.
kidney disease there, Si, if you want to.
I don't really. It's horrific. He's
Is he in the next room? He might not want you to talk about it.
yeah.
Okay, no problem. Well, we wish him well. I hope that they come up with good medicine and a cure for it, perhaps. And good luck to him.
They
Good luck to you too.
They score the transplants on a 3.3.
I've talk to myself now.
Do you want me to read this out? Si, because Brother Marcus has done the research for us. Do you want me to read out what this is? Yeah.
No, I can read polycystic
Okay,
kidney
so
disease,
polycystic kidney
causing
disease is a common genetic disorder
Yeah.
causing numerous fluid-filled cysts to grow in the kidneys, leading
Terrible.
to kidney enlargement and potential kidney
Yeah.
failure, often with liver cysts and other
please.
complications like high blood pressure.
And the pancreas.
And the pancreas. Oh, my God.
And Dean W, this guy, so does Danny Shine. He writes all these things in their books. Lovely reading. I'm very grateful to spoke to them.
That's very sad. That's very sad indeed. And it is, as I say, it is interesting how people can appear so healthy, vibrant, beautiful in their young age, but you don't know what is coded within their DNA to happen to them until it's too late.
Yes, it's all encoded. Because my
they can look like that they're
It's
as
like
healthy as anything at 25, 20, 30, 35, and then Mother Nature has something in hand for them.
Yes, so don't you tell me about it. I know, because I've inherited my father's shogies, my natural father's shogies.
Let me see this. Okay, so in relation to this polycystic kidney disease, he says if Brother Marcus says it's affecting roughly 1 in 400 to 1 in 1,000 people globally,
and that's why they've been marketing
600,000 individuals in the US, making it the most frequent inherited kidney disease and leading cause of kidney failure, impacting 5 to 10% of those needing dialysis or transplants. Yeah, I mean, I hear about this dialysis thing. I mean, no one near to me has had kidney disease, but
I've known 2 people die.
I mean, it does sound like it's a hard slog, and I
I
do wish
got
anybody
trained
who's
in-
suffering from it or has dear ones suffering from it all the best. I really hope they come up with something to help with it. Is it getting any better? I don't know.
It isn't.
I had to take a course to train in, the whole dialysis machine. I did it on my father for a few years before he died at home. So he signed up for home dialysis. So I got to learn and do it all myself with the books and the lessons. And
you have to read the dry bite, the wet bite, and
there's red and blue hoses and a pump.
Yep.
And you drain all the blood out of them and send it through a filter and back through them. We had 2 or 3 system failures where all his blood was out of him and in the machine, and we had power issue at the house or the machine shut down, and I had to gravitationally by myself in the dark basically put his blood back in his body.
That's a little blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Brother Marcus says best of luck to your partner, Si.
Oh, bless him. Thank you.
Also, D&W, back on the subject of comfrey. Comfrey is also very, very good for skin. And if you've got your skin won't heal up, probably going a bit scabby. It's very good for skin, I've noticed. Very good. It's a fabulous drug. It's a fabulous herb.
That's because you're a lady.
No. No, it's not. Comfrey's a really good stuff. I was shocked by how
Comfrey.
good it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, don't laugh. I tell you, I broke a bone this summer, and I'm 71 years old, and I broke my elbow. and I put comfrey ointment on it, and it
Did it help?
helped. I tell you something, the pain relief I got from it was incredible, that could actually happen from a herb. And when I went to see the doctor to see how, because they wanted to see if they needed to operate on me because I'm so old, the doctor said, I can't believe how much better your elbow is already. I'm 71.
You're 20 years older than me.
Yes. So.
And I'm scared of hospitals. They literally.
I know how you feel. I'm scared of hospitals, especially nowadays. Terrified. Terrified. I had no choice. I was in so much pain. I had no choice but to go. It was broken.
Yeah.
The cat did it. My cat broke my elbow. And you know what? I'm still looking after her. Little madam.
A regular Siegfried and Roy taking care of those cats.
Siegfried and Roy.
Another. You know, a few years back, I had a grey Tom. He broke my foot with his nonsense. Yeah. Then it broke. Yeah,
No, I've got a lady cat keeps coming up to my window.
Have you?
Her name is called Pearl.
Ah.
She's definitely special, and she cries until I come outside.
So she should. You should look after her. She's a cat. If you put her on a plane to England, I'll take her. I can't come over and get her. I can't go on a plane anymore.
Do you remember a few years ago we thought we had a cat serial killer in London? But it turned out that it was a fox.
Yes,
there are a couple of homeless people going missing. It's happening in the United States.
I can well believe it.
It's happening here now.
Yes, I can well believe it. You know, I reckon.
Where are you finding this information, Si? Because I haven't heard about this.
The Regent's Quarter.
The Regent's Quarter. Would you like to present the screen and share this information? While you're looking for it, what you do is you go to the website on a different tab, yeah, and then you click present screen, and you can actually present and talk us through it. Okay, so, but if you look below the screen here on StreamYard, you'll see there's an option to present. But make sure you open up the.
I'd honestly need more time. I've lived here since I was 17. I'm 52. When I first moved here, it was full of crackles and UV camper vans. And
lucky.
There's been a push to remove the homeless people. One of my things is feeding homeless people.
Well, that's nice of you.
I
feed homeless cats.
There are people going missing off the streets.
Yeah, they're probably being sacrificed by those in the top 0.5%.
Sounds horrible, but we do need to get some credible report information on it, brother.
Okay. Yeah.
DW, do you want?
No, it's very important. I mean, if you can find that, bring it up, because it's obviously an extremely important subject. If there are vulnerable people, homeless people going missing and potentially being killed, if that's what you're saying is going on, well then
they're prosecuting street kitchens for providing people.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
They're banning
in Europe too. You know, in Europe, DW, they are building benches that people can't sleep on. And
that kind of architecture has been in existence for decades.
Yes,
I mean, they have
pigeon spike like stuff.
Yeah.
And do you know in the UK, hundreds of people go missing every year, just completely disappear off the face of the map. They haven't gone abroad. No, they've just disappeared. Same in America, isn't it? Hundreds of people every year just disappear. And do you know that human DNA has been found in McDonald's burgers?
Well, that's kind of a misnomer.
I heard rumors. But
that's kind of wait a minute. That's kind of a misnomer. Like, it's possible that humans could end up in those things, but it's also a misnomer because
I saw a school yesterday with red and grey stripes.
Wait, can I talk for a second? If you test almost any meat product or something from a large chain fast food place, you're likely to find human DNA because it's handled by humans.
There you go. It's handled by humans. What do you think of that?
So, DNW, do you mind if we cover some of that stuff that is happening in Sudan?
Go ahead.
I put a link in the chat.
Well, you can share the screen, right?
No, I can't. I'm on my phone.
1 second then. Where did you put it? You put it in the live chat. Okay, let me find it. I have to scale back looking for it.
Yeah, I know.
Where the hell is it?
I've only just got my Tesco shopping in.
We've got Sai talking to someone. Okay, do you want me to watch this then? 1 second. When you're not talking, people, can you mute yourself? When you're not talking, can you mute yourself? Yeah, because otherwise you're kind of providing an annoyance for everybody who is talking. Just so you know. Right, I've got this Times Originals. Okay, hopefully no copyright strike. We'll see. We'll see.
I've got 4 phone numbers now because of copyright strikes, which are all coming from Inner Circle Team Tommy.
Right, 1 second now, Sai, please. We're trying to watch this now. So this video is entitled Sudan at War, the Powers Behind Africa's Devastating Conflict, the Sudanese situation. Hopefully it's going to be an educational video that lets us know what is going on over there.
October 2025. A massacre takes place when the paramilitary rapid support forces attack the city of Al Fasher in the Darfur region. Since April 2023, a brutal power struggle between 2 rival generals has torn the country apart. Human rights groups call it genocide.
Now we are seeing body piles visible from space.
But this is not just a civil conflict. It's a proxy war fueled by external players and a thirst for profit.
Outside powers have made everything worse in Sudan.
Around 12 million people have now been forced from their homes. The country also faces a man-made famine, one of the worst in decades.
Sudan is the world's largest humanitarian crisis, the world's largest hunger crisis, the world's largest displacement crisis, and the world's largest crisis.
This is the story of a nation torn apart for profit and power at an enormous human cost. April 2023. After 2 decades of civil war, the situation escalates. On one side, General Al-Burhan, the leader of the official Sudanese armed forces, or SAF. On the other side is his former deputy, General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemeti. He leads the paramilitary rapid support forces, or RSF. But who is this paramilitary force? The RSF originated as the Janjaweed. These Arab and Arab-speaking militias were SAF allies during the war in Darfur in the early 2000s. Hundreds of thousands of Darfuris from non-Arab communities were killed, who are now facing that same terror all over again. Burhan and Hemeti also joined forces in 2019 to oust dictator Omar al-Bashir. Protesters filled the streets demanding civilian rule, securing a short-lived power-sharing deal. But in 2021, the 2 generals launched yet another coup.
They toppled the civilian government that had been put in place and seized full control. But then this partnership that they had descended into a row when the head of the army wanted Hemeti to roll his forces into the army, and he didn't want to do that. Both of them wanted to be the ruler of Sudan.
There's sort of Cain and Abel story here. They've been fighting fisted glove against the people of Darfur for decades before they turned on
The archetype of brothers at war.
Khartoum became the first battleground between the 2 now rivals in April 2023. Soon after, clashes between the RSF and army forces erupted across the country. The campaign then shifted back to its brutal origins in Darfur. The strategic and symbolic target was Al Fasher, the last major city outside of RSF control in the region, where in October 2025, a terrifying siege was about to begin.
We warned the UN Security Council that this was going to happen 2.5 years ago. We told them that we were going to see a siege of Al Fasher and the slaughter if Al Fasher fell. And now we are seeing body piles visible from space.
Jesus.
Al Fasher has been surrounded by what we call a kill box. They've built an earthen wall to trap the people inside that completed just in the past few weeks. And as that wall completed, we knew the end was near. There were pickup trucks with guns mounted on the back, blocking alleys and side streets. Simultaneous to that, we see objects consistent with bodies appear. In all of these locations, none of these objects were visible 24 hours before. In some of the cases, we'll see a discoloration. The blood discolorations we're talking about are about 0.5 meter and immediately appear around a cluster of objects consistent with human bodies. We received word from the ground that 1,200 people have been killed in the first 24 hours. By nightfall, it was 10,000. By Tuesday, we couldn't reach those people anymore, and we haven't heard from them again.
RSF-linked accounts have shared footage on social media that appears to document their own atrocities. One verified video filmed from the berm around Al Fasher shows dozens of bodies in the trench below. The RSF have denied targeting civilians, blaming rogue actors instead.
لجنة التحقيق تبدأ فورا في تحقيق ومحاسبة أي جندي أو أي ضابط ارتكب جرم أو تجاوز حدوده في حق أي إنسان.
But for the survivors of Al Fasher, the memory of the massacre is still raw.
زور 50 نفر 60 نفر في الشارع واحد 10 نفر 20 نفر تقول تك 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 إلى ما بينتهي الشارع الثاني تخش في الشارع الثاني تك تك تك.
قتلوا الأساكن وهربوا العربات ودبوا الناس كل شيء.
They take out the loud ones first.
أي حاجة شيء في الحياة دي شفناه.
And for those who did escape, the nightmare hasn't ended.
Thousands of people have made it out of the city, although 300,000 are thought to remain behind. But refugee camps are not exactly places of safety in Sudan because these too have been targeted in the past by the RSF.
Sudan is the world's largest displacement crisis, with around 12 million people uprooted inside and outside the country.
This is a humanitarian catastrophe.
But this is not an accident. It is a strategy.
This war in Sudan is a war against civilians. It's against civicness. It's against civilian rule. It is very much a war about fixing and entrenching a military state. And because of that, we have seen a whole gamut of different military tactics being used, from the more medieval tactics of siege, starvation as a weapon of war, rape as a weapon of war, the inducement of famine, all the way to the use of sophisticated drone warfare.
Despite the atrocities, the international reaction has been muted.
The West, for its part, is basically watching from the sidelines. The United Nations also is struggling to have an impact. The fall of Al Fasher might mark a turning point. What may happen is that pressure will be brought to bear on the UAE.
The conflict in Sudan has become more than a domestic power struggle. It has become a proxy war for rival nations and their ambitions abroad. Evidence is mounting linking the RSF's firepower to the UAE, though the Emiratis deny it. But they aren't alone. Libya provides the RSF with vital supply routes into Darfur. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia and Egypt back the SAF, which also receives drones from Iran and Turkey. Foreign mercenaries, including Colombians and in the past Russia's Wagner Group, have allegedly been spotted in the fight. And there are more countries which help facilitate both sides. Sudan's location makes it strategically valuable. It borders 7 countries and has a long coastline along the Red Sea. But there is another, more lucrative reason why foreign players are interested in Sudan: gold. Sudan is Africa's 3rd largest gold producer after South Africa and Ghana.
Gold is the main commodity that everyone's trying to get their hands on, including these outside players.
The
the UAE has the largest gold markets in the world. And there's been some reporting recently that shows that the UAE has been getting a large proportion of the gold that it has from Sudan. I think we can safely conclude that the gold is driving a lot of the weapons sales that we're seeing.
With no incentive to stop, peace feels further away than ever. Since the fall of al-Fasher, the RSF have seized more territory, including a key oil field. In November, a humanitarian truce collapsed within a week. Shortly after, the US stepped in to broker another deal.
His Majesty would like me to do something very powerful having to do with Sudan. We're going to start working in Sudan.
واستجابة للجهود الدولية المبذولة وعلى رأسها مبادرة فخامة الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب ومساعي دول الرباعية والاتحاد الأفريقي والإيجاد نعلن الآتي. أولاً إعلان هدنة إنسانية تشمل وقف الأعمال العدائية لمدة 3 أشهر.
But after years of failed agreements, hope is running low.
It's a total red herring. The RSF has effectively figured out how to play the international community that will agree to a truce, will always agree to attend mediation and talks so that it's seen as the less belligerent party. And by extension, the Sudanese armed forces, which never really knows how to help itself, and has always pushed back against any talks and any mediations, looks like the much more belligerent party.
20 years ago, we had the Save Darfur movement. There were students in the streets, there were lawn signs, there were bracelets, there were celebrities, there were people getting arrested from the Sudanese embassy. How could we mobilize then, and why were we silent now?
This is a multi-tier political and ceasefire process. It's just simply not going to work.
We got to get back on the horse, and that horse is international law and protection of civilians. I'm going to sound like Churchill. The only thing worse is the alternative.
That was a hard watch, but I learned a couple of things.
There you go. So some gruesome stuff happening over there in Sudan. Piles of bodies visible from the air.
Satellite.
Walls being built to keep people in so that they can be homicided. It seems to be a brutal situation. A genocide is happening there, and it seems to be that these poor people are pawns for outside power for whatever reason. It says here gold has been used to fund weaponry. So the powers that be are benefiting from selling their weapons and from receiving gold from desperate people, probably at reduced rates.
No war, no point, there's no
corruption
fucker left.
And Brother Marcus is very sad news. Noodles, what did you have to say about the Sudan situation and the Sudanese situation?
I just wanted to bring more attention to it, since we're always going on and on about Israel-Palestine. I figure this is something that is even more pressing, that needs more attention.
I've got a couple of Israeli DJ mates who are going out with Palestinian girlfriends, and I asked them, what's going on over there? And their answer was, I've got no idea. It's like the city of Trump. They had no idea. I've not been there, so I had to say, well, what's going on? And even the people that live there peacefully can't work it out. I've watched my hippie mates falling out.
Yeah. Noodles, did you find anything else on the subject matter?
What do you mean?
Have you found any other news articles or anything that we should be reading? Or videos?
No, I haven't. I just saw that the other day and I thought I'd share it.
Okay. Thanks for that. If anybody wants to come on and talk about the Sudanese situation, please do. But I suppose we should all be going away and looking at it in the news, researching it, seeing what is going on, adding our voice to, I suppose, the cacophony online, in the hope that the sane voices, the humanitarian voices, will drown out the psychopathic ones, and hopefully persuade power to do something. Chickpea, go ahead.
I suspect, D&W, the powers that be want the Sudan for its gold, basically.
Minerals.
Well, I suppose they also want to install some kind of puppet government, because it looks like, it is in an interesting place geographically, you know.
It's the same with Yemen, isn't it? They want Yemen for its minerals.
Tibet.
I mean, I've lived in Yemen. I can assure you the people are as poor as rats. People there are so poor, you wouldn't believe it. But they want it for its minerals. And foreigners want it for its minerals. It's not for the people of the country. It's for the foreigners' corporations. Lovely corporations. Who's sighing?
Me.
Sigh by name, sigh by nature.
I was thinking about fracking.
That's what I said. Minerals, oil and stuff. That's what they wanted. Oil. There's oil there. There's all sorts of stuff for mobile phones there. These countries are awash in minerals, and they've never been touched. And that's what the Saudis were. Have you seen how rich they are? You know they're worth trillions. King of Saudi is worth untold trillions. Saudi family.
I have no idea.
What? No idea.
I kind of,
It's sad, brutal reality. Nothing new's been going on since the beginning of time. D&W, would you like me to buy what's his name's book for you? Send it to a locker.
No, it's fine, darling. Thank you for the offer. Thank you for the offer.
Then find it. So I don't offer you
I can get Life Abolitionism's book, don't worry. Sai, is there any chance you can speak a bit louder, because you're very quiet when you talk?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I am a bit of a mumbler, but I've got a really overpowering mic as well, so I kind of.
That's okay. It's better if you speak a bit louder, because it's
from the chest.
It's a little bit creepy when people.
I tell you, D&W.
No, it's not creepy.
No, it's creepy when people whisper. You know.
Especially when British people whisper.
D&W, I didn't think that
it's better than me shouting.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead, Chickpea.
I didn't think he'd be this clever, actually, because I tell you that book is very well written. You'll be surprised when you'll be surprised when you see it.
Well, Marcus is amazed that you already bought it. He didn't know it was available yet.
Yes, it's on Amazon on Kindle, and it's also now available. I bought it yesterday, and it's now.
How did you find out about its availability?
Because I visit his site. Me and abolitionists are little friends behind closed, off here. We tweak every now and again. Yeah, I saw it on his site. That's how I knew.
Okay.
I'm finding the internet really
very clever guy. I didn't think he'd be this clever, actually.
Some might say.
I like clever men.
Sai, what are you going to say, mate?
I'm finding the internet really divisive and confusing at the moment.
Yes, but Marcus, no, you have to get Kindle. It's about £7. I've just bought it. It's worth it. Kindle.
Okay, Sai, you were saying you're finding the internet divisive.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, mine keeps going out. It's definitely setting against. It's setting people against people. There are targeted.
We've always been at each other's throats since beginning of time. Since beginning of time.
I couldn't disagree with that, actually.
It's the way we are. I mean, Truth's at the Garden of Eden, and one brother kills the other. It's just an example of what we're like.
Cain and Abel.
That was the first animal rights activism
Yes, that would have been me.
It's a parable about the meat eaters and the farmers. In the same way, the thing about the 5 loaves, it wasn't about a miracle. It was about taking what you need and giving what you can. It was about sharing food.
Yeah, but we were talking about at the Garden of Eden when Cain murdered
Cain and
Abel.
Abel.
That would have been me. I would have murdered my brother because
My brother's a bit of a dickhead.
Cain was an animal rights activist, and that's why he killed Abel.
It's an argument between meat and grain. One makes
Which makes me want, you know what vegan equilibrium, which makes me wonder about this God of ours, okay? Because God was on Abel's side, wasn't he? Not on Cain's side.
Well, it depends how you look at it. Like,
that's how I look at it.
He gave Cain the mark, which made
Right.
everyone
Are we
leave
back
him
into
alone.
Gnosticism?
Yes.
And so he gave Cain the mark after that, which made everyone leave him alone, so they didn't mess with him. So he was actually protected by the mark.
Yeah, but
And he became the leader of a kingdom. He wasn't punished, really.
No, he didn't. But right, so
For killing his own brother.
was the one that got murdered by his brother for growing some vegetables. That's it.
So Cain was not really, like, if you look at it, Cain really wasn't punished. He was rewarded.
I'd rather not look at
I
anyone.
know, but that's a shit. I didn't say we lived in a nice world, vegan. I've always said it's a shithole. I've always said it.
So Cain was rewarded for being an animal rights activist.
Just what Cain was rewarded for being an animal rights activist. No, hold on. Cain, the vegan was murdered. Oh, sorry, the other way around.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it all confused. But he was yes, it's a grim story, isn't it?
I eat lentils.
It's a weird story. But if that had been, I don't know, a weird story, because I would have.
Side, do you eat chickpeas?
Oh,
Yeah, I love a bit of hummus. I want tahini in it. Yeah. We can agree over hummus.
yeah, I love hummus, actually. One of my favourite foods. Hummus with raw carrots and sesame seeds.
I like shiro. You ever had shiro?
No, I use Tesco's own brand.
No, but not hummus. It's shiro. It's
oh, sorry.
It's an Ethiopian thing. It's kind of like
what's it made
it's
out
similar
of?
to hummus, but it's like a cooked thing. Or well, I guess hummus is cooked, but they mash.
Is it aubergine?
I think it's made with actually chickpea flour rather than like grinding the cooked chickpeas. They turn the chickpea flour into like a roux and they add spices.
Right.
And it's really good. And then you dip the injera bread, the teff injera bread in it.
Unleavened.
Oh no,
Right.
I haven't eaten that.
No, you should go to a Ethiopian restaurant and get some shiro and injera. It's really
I'm
good.
one of these weirdos that doesn't eat out. I never eat out.
I'm not keen on restaurants.
Yeah, I find them an expensive waste of money. Plus, I have worked as a waitress when I was very, very young. Quite frankly, put me off for life. And it's so expensive. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Maybe Tesco sells it. God knows. I'll have to
No. You got to make it yourself or go get it in the. Well, I find that it's very hard to find
I
really
need to
good
know what it
Ethiopian
is.
restaurants. I only ate at one Ethiopian restaurant when I was in England, and it wasn't great. In America, I go every time I travel. I try to find Ethiopian food, right?
All right.
and it's interesting how they differ, like all of them differ in certain ways. And
I honestly think the most important thing we could do in this life is feed people.
yeah, I would say if I won the lottery, there's a Powerball lottery here that's like probably getting close to $900 million or something. If I ever won that, I would set up plant-based food in like distribution in impoverished nations and stuff. That's what I would want to do with all that
Bless
money.
your heart.
I'd have a sanctuary for horses and donkeys and ponies.
I do that as well, and dogs, and cats.
Yes. And I'd never talk the human race ever again. I would just spend all my time with the donkeys and ponies. Have you seen, do you ever see the stuff on YouTube about these miniature donkeys? Have you seen these tiny little donkeys? Cutest things you've ever seen in your life?
Do people let them dress up in clothes?
No, of course you don't dress them up in clothes.
I bet someone's in a pair of fucking eardrums.
But they are such cute little things. Unbelievable.
Is DNW gone?
Yes, he's backed off. Yeah, he's gone.
Where am I?
Around here. Nothing else. I suppose I'll finish reading Abolitionist book.
I'm a really shit author.
Really what?
Nothing. I've learned how to knit in the last couple of weeks, though.
I think there's no one left. They've left us all. That naughty D&W.
Oh, it's just you and me.
Anyway, I'm off. I'm going to bed. So he's gone. Bye. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Yeah. Am I on this? Right. You assholes, you just abandoned the show. Anyway, if you want to come on, the link is in the chat. I'm using my phone at the moment, waiting for someone else to come on whilst my Wi-Fi fucking reloads. So, Chickpea left. She went to bed, did she? That was nice. But I suppose she has to sleep. Sai left. Noodles evacuated the premises. So the show. Oh, here's Brother Marcus to save the day. I'm on my phone, so bear with me. I'm trying to add you. Add to state. There we go.
Hello.
On the show, brother. Hello there.
Yeah, everyone left, so I want to try and
I don't know what's
save
going
it.
on, Rita. Oh, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Your router's still restarting?
I think it might be ready soon. It seems to be taking its time. I kicked the wire out of it. Yeah. Oh no, it's not ready yet. Takes a long time, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Mine is the same way. It takes a good few minutes.
I've got one of these Virgin Media ones where we get like a TV with it as well.
Oh, nice. So you got like I just use streaming services. I don't have TV, like the traditional one.
Oh yeah. Well, you get the Virgin Media package, but you still got to pay for your Netflix and that as an extra.
Yeah, why don't you just use streaming services? Is there like something in particular that you use the like the old school service? Sports, probably.
Yeah, you get some sports channels on it, some extra things on it, yeah. But actually, I mostly watch the Freeview channels and Netflix, to be honest with you, and I watch Amazon Prime occasionally because I've got that as well. There was a YouTube fight the other day. Jake Paul was fighting.
I saw memes about that. Yeah, how'd that go?
Well, he lost, but not surprisingly, because he was fighting a legitimate boxer. I think my YouTube's back. Oh, sorry, yeah, my Wi-Fi's back. It seems to be loading. Yeah, I'm back. So I'm going to leave this, and I'm going to come on the